So welcome back to another episode of the All NU Tradecast. Today we've got another interesting guest on, and he's going to tell us a story of how he started a business and grew it to where he is today. So Ryan, thank you very much for coming on, buddy.
Cheers for having us on, mate.
Not a problem. So we'll start it off the same way we start everyone. Tell the listeners and the viewers who you are, what you do, and what you've done to get here.
So my name's Ryan Marshall. I'm the owner and managing director at Esscence Roofing and Building Services. I started the business in 2017 after doing an apprenticeship. Started with one van, and today we've got 14 vans, just under 30 staff and 2 offices. So it's been quite a journey, so it has, and one I've enjoyed.
It sounds like it. So when you started off, did you leave school and go straight into an apprenticeship, or was it like a family thing, or how did you get your roots into roofing?
So I was never really academic like most guys in the trade. I mean, there's not really a lot of guys that's done well at sea lizards, you know what I mean? They usually kind of fall into it. But my dad was a rough caster, so he was, and he always told me, do you know what I mean, if you want to do well, be a roofer. Yeah. Because my uncle was a roofer, but him and my dad didn't really see eye to eye, do you know what I mean? So, I left school in 4th year, so I did, and I'd always go to labour with my dad a wee bit. I was fucking hacking off walls, so he would, with a hammer and bolster. They can go guns, man, just a hammer and bolster, aye. So I done that for a while, and then I got an apprenticeship with a company called Esscence Roofing and Building Services, so worked there for about 7 years before going it myself. Yeah. So you served your time under that company and just decided... I always wanted to be my own boss. I always was just that type of person, do you know what I mean? I always kind of thought, even at school, I thought I want to work for myself at some point. It's something I want to do. So I knew as well with having a trade, I'm not going to say it's an easy business to start, but if you can get a van and your tools and a ladder.
If you've kind of got the basic skills and you just get the necessities, then you can just go and see.
If you've done an apprenticeship and you stick in, I didn't want to leave Torrance too early because I was choking at the time. I was like, you know, I really want to go and do my own thing, but I felt like I wasn't ready yet. I felt like I really need to be confident in my own work to be able to go out and do a job to a high standard. So I said, I'm a 4-year apprenticeship. I stayed there for about another 2 or 3 years before I thought, right, enough's enough. I'm going to make a go at it. So I actually got a van. So see, when I still work with Torrance, I sold my motor and I bought a van and I got it sign written, and fucking the gaffer was like, can't be bringing that van down to the
Was that while you were still working with him?
I was still working there, aye. So while I was still working there, aye. So I started Essence in January 2017 and I left Torrance in August 2017.
They let you stay a while then?
Aye, they were brand new to be fair, you know what I mean? We left in good terms and it was a right good company to work for, but you know, it did come to a point where I was doing my homework at the weekend, and then I remember I was working in George Square and I was on a roof and I was with, it was actually with Bricky at the time, and he was like, fucking, is that your Essence company? And I had a big telly. See one of the Go-Go Vision vans driving about George Square with the Essence Roofing over it. And I'm like, aye, getting back to the gaffer and stuff like that. And he was like, enough's enough here. You need to make a decision. You either work for us or you work for yourself. And he gave us like an ultimatum, you know what I mean? And that was kind of, right,
it's kind of fair enough, I suppose.
100%, man, 100%. I had like the website, I had everything set up, mate.
So you kind of had it all built up in the background, just waiting to go.
Aye, and it was quite calculated at the time as well, because I still stayed with my dad. I didn't have any wins. So I thought, you know, if there's ever a better time to start a business, it's when you've no responsibility.
So what age did you start the Essence company?
23.
You were 23 when you started it?
Aye.
So that's a few years to calculate it up and then just go gung-ho straight at it?
Aye, that's it, mate. Aye, a few years, and that was me. I was like, just make a go at it, man, you know.
So how did you find the first year or two, obviously starting up and getting your feet? Obviously you'd have been doing homers and stuff in between, but it's different for doing homers in the background to then...
Oh, it's a completely different ball game in it. But I always thought to myself, you know, I was on £350 a week I walked away with, and I said to myself, see if I can cover that, you know, if I can cover half of it. Because I didn't have I didn't have a mortgage, I didn't have wage. I thought, if I can just get one job a week, or a couple of jobs a week, then I can cover my wage. So I felt it was a kind of, for me at the time...
It was a kind of no-brainer.
It was risk-free, and you know, a lot of people maybe don't find themselves in that position with starting a business, especially if you've got, you know, responsibilities. So it was easier for me at the time, but it was also a decision that it was like a calculated decision. Do you know what I mean? I thought now's the time to go for it. Yeah.
So you just went for it.
Just went for it, mate. Aye.
And it's just went from strength to strength.
Aye, from strength to strength. So the first year, I would, so I was at my cell, sometimes hanging out fucking myself up on the roof ladder, just me, you know what I mean? It was dodgy, and I should have had somebody with me, do you know what I mean? But I was just doing anything at the time.
Just building it up?
I was putting flyers through doors, so if I didn't have a job that week, I'd be like, well, how can I get some work in? So I'd always get 5,000 flyers, and I was just hit the pavement, man, and just go down doors, putting flyers through, and didn't get much for it, but the odd job here and there, and like I said, if it could cover my wage, then I was happy at the time, do you know what I mean? Because I knew that, you know, if I just keep building up and keep plodding away, then it could make it something.
Well, that's it. At the end of the day, you've got to put the groundwork in, especially if you're just starting out, like you say, flyers through doors, all the old school stuff, advertising on Gumtree, Facebook.
Yeah, I was on Gumtree, so I was, and it's
Aye.
like, you look at that now and you think, fucking, that's like, you know, that
Dinosaur.
was only back in 2017, do you know what I mean? But the whole like, landscape of advertising and marketing, even since 2017's like completely changed.
Totally changed.
I don't even think you had TikTok then,
No.
at least in the UK. I don't think we had stories. I don't even think you had Instagram stories at the time. It was just fucking Instagram. You just used to get a post. But most businesses at the time were just on Facebook. So I had the Facebook page set up, the flyers, the website, Gumtree, and just fucking, I thought, you know, I'll go down that route. And it worked. And I ended up on websites like My Builder, Check a Trade, and they just let me take care a wee bit until I could
just keep things moving.
Keep things moving, and just try and, I always wanted to target the first re-roof. That was the first big milestone, I think, for me, was trying to get that in.
How long did it take you to get to there?
So I think I got my first re-roof in November 2017, so for August, sat 3 months anyway. No, not bad, but I remember like I was driving about in the van, I was just like picturing in my head like the scaffold up with the Essence sign and just like
Visions.
Aye, man, just like I wanted it so much. Do you know what I mean? And then I remember that it was on the guy came through in the live chat. So he did, I'd like the live chat set up on the website.
Yeah.
So when he went on, it was like Zendesk.
Right.
So he'd come onto my website and he would like speak to the bot, but it come through to like my phone, I think, at the time. And I remember I was like, my mate's, I've got my first re-roof here, and my mate's like, that's me, mate. I'm just fucking babbing you up. I was like, yeah, but it was a legit lead, so it was. I went out and the guy was brand new, got the job. That's me, he was buzzing, so I was.
So is that kind of when it started to change for you then? Is that when you hit the first milestone?
It was a big milestone at the time, and with the good thing about the re-roofs, a bit like the gardens, they take you a bit of time to do. You know, it's like with the re-repair jobs, they're no good for booking out your diary, especially for scaling. Like, how can you scale a business if you've only got jobs that take half an hour or an hour, 2 hours? You really, to take staff on, you really want to have the big, 1, 2, 3, 4 week jobs, even bigger jobs than that if you're trying to scale, further. So they're the stuff that fill the diary, and they allow you to give you that, I'm going to say security, to say, right, I've got enough work here so I can take on
a body.
Aye. And the more you get, the more guys that you can take on, do you know what I mean?
Once you know that there's a wage going to be there.
You can't grow a company if you've not got the work.
Yeah.
The first thing you need to do, and I feel like that's sitting at the top of the business. It's my job's to oversee the company now, but also if there's a problem with us not having enough work, that's on me.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Because you're funneling that in at the end of the day.
Aye, 100%. So I think like you really need to have the work there. You can't scale without the work. So really the first thing you should be doing is making sure you've got different pipelines or different avenues of work coming in.
Yeah.
So I try to prioritise that.
So your first re-roof, how long did it take you since was it just you, or did you get an extra body? Or?
So I had Big Steph at the time still with me. He's an estimator now, so
still here.
He's still here.
2017 to now, that's not bad.
I always tell him to get him after tools, so he's probably after tools for about a year or two now.
Good.
So Big Steph, I think I took him on maybe 2 months or something as I started my business. But when the thing with Steph was at the time was it was kind of like part-time role, and it suited him because he's like stuff with his daughter and that at the time. So he was maybe out the Monday and the Wednesday, and then when we go to the re-roof, he was built like half the week. Do you know what I mean? We kind of worked like that, but it suited him at the time. And I remember just being on like one re-roof, and then I'd be like, right, I've got like 2 weeks work here. I need to like really, and that's how tight we were for work.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't have work in abundance at the time. I was kind of like on a job, and I was kind of thinking, right, fuck it. I had another wee apprentice, Tony, at the time, so it's Steph and Tony, and I was like, how do I keep
it going?
How do I keep these two going? And so I'd be kind of prioritising trying to get the next job, and that was like in the background of running a job. So you're spinning a few plates, you know what I mean?
It's the joys of being a small business owner, though. You're literally playing every string in the bow. You've got to at the time, do you know what I mean? But you just need to embrace it, you know what I mean? And I did enjoy it, and you know what I mean? Just face it head on. So in the early years, you're saying there you're enjoying it. Was there any stage where you were like, this is just mind blowing? Like,
nah, never.
Nah, you'll just go for it.
Nah, I always knew what I wanted. I always had. Basically, what I've achieved now.
Did it all start with that vision of the big billboard on the scaffolding?
I had the whole vision of the office to all the vans is with the jobs, all the sign written vans. Like I I get my van wrapped in like 2017, 2018. I was all big in branding. And I think at the time as well, like you didn't really see a lot of guys with wrapped vans. You know what I mean? And it was a big expense for me, man. It's like, took it to Gary, Cuba, that's like $2,000 or something. Do you know what I mean? I was like, just that profit that he was just gone.
It wasn't fancy back then, but nowadays,
standard now,
everybody's wrapped vans.
Everybody's got wrapped vans, you know what I mean? Aye, but I feel like 2017, 2018, I was probably one of the first to...
You'd be lucky if all of them were running about in uniforms back then.
Yeah, I know. I think when I started my apprenticeship, we got fucking the big overalls, you know what I mean? The big boiler suits.
Big boiler suits.
So, but no, it's changed now. Everybody's obviously smart as fuck now at work. And
again, it's just evolved. It genuinely has. Like, everything's evolved. So, from that kind of stage where you've obviously got your first re-roof, is that when your company basically started to grow into what it is today? Is that kind of... Was that... that was turning point for you? That
was a big milestone, and I always felt like, see, maybe the first year or two, I wasn't always focused on making money at the time, as stupid as that sounds. I was more like, how can I build a reputation?
How do I get a name?
Like, how can people trust a young boy to do their roof if he's getting nothing to showcase?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I really had to have that track record and a portfolio to people to trust me to come and work.
So basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to build a brand and a legacy rather than just make quick money.
100%, and that's what I thought. And any job I'd done, I would always be like, I mean, I would do jobs for free for some people, no re-roofs obviously, but I remember going out to a job, a guy had like, it was like condensation in his in his bathroom, and I went into the loft and his extractor fan was disconnected, so I just like hooked it back up, and he's like, how much do I weigh? And I was like, you don't owe me anything, mate. I says, but what you can do for me is go into my Facebook, leave me a 5-star review on Facebook if you don't mind. Go into Google, 5-star review on Google, and check a trade, 5-star review and check a
good reviews.
I mean, customers, you'd hope to do that anyway if you've done a good job, but I was like, the job only took me fucking, it took me longer to travel to the job, do you know what I mean? So I thought, the 5-star review meant more to me at the time than £100 or something like that.
Again,
you know what I mean?
just try to build that up.
And you build momentum, don't you? You get 5 to 10 reviews, 15, 20, and then customers, and we've always been complimented on our reviews. We still get complimented on them today.
Do you find sometimes it's hard not to push them towards it, but to guide them towards getting your review? Do you?
I mean, it's mean I'm in business for 8 years, and I've got 109 on Google, and I mean, for 8 years in business, it's just over 10 a year.
That's what I mean. Like we every job we do, their final invoice gets a final email, invoice, and aftercare package, and it's got a link to a review or a Google reviews on there. When the boys leave site, they give them a QR code on a wee business card with a wee QR code, so that it's just a case of we've got that as well. You can leave, but even still, you still struggle to get them.
I bought all the cards and I gave all the guys on me, and it was just it didn't work. So what I've done now is I've try to incentivise the guys. We give them 50 quid.
Exactly, if they get mentioned.
So if you get a 5-star review and they mention you, you get a 50 quid.
I started it this year as well, so I've done the exact same thing. Make sure you give the QR code at the end of the job. Make sure they know your names. We'll tally up your names every quarter, and at the end of the quarter, you all get a bonus.
That is seeming to work a bit better, but albeit we're still not getting as much reviews as I would like for the volume of jobs that we're churning out.
Yeah.
But I think since I brought that in, we've definitely seen an increase in the reviews, but it's, when it comes to paying the wages,
I say an increase in your reviews, but a decrease in the bank balance.
So another staff member when you're paying out the bonuses, but it's all about, that's what it's like online now, innit? It's sometimes you can be bent in a barrel with customers, you know what I mean? If they threaten you with a bad review, and if you don't do this or do that, we'll leave you a bad review. So sometimes you just want to get that many good reviews that it does drown out a bad one.
That's the thing. So the business has obviously developed from your first re-roof right up to now, where you've obviously got 14 vans, did you say? 30 staff. How did you grow? What was your procedure for getting to where you are now? Like, how did you push forward with it all?
Getting after tools as soon as I could.
Is that your biggest thing?
I was after tools when I had 3 guys.
Really?
Man. That was me.
Had enough.
I think
that's my biggest struggle though. My biggest struggle is letting go.
You need to delegate, mate. I think I wasn't just leaving any guys on the tools. It's not as if I just took on some fucking guy I just met. On you go, mate. I had, so I mentioned Big Steph.
Trusted people.
So I had Big Steph and cracking big guy. So I knew I could trust Steph.
Yeah.
And I ended up. It was my old tradesman. So when I worked with Torrance, my tradesman Paul McAllister, he moved to Australia. So he did, And I would always keep in contact with him on Facebook and stuff like that. And he moved back to Glasgow.
Yeah.
And he was like, coming to work with you and all that. And I was like, fucking aye, 100%. I knew he was a cracking tradesman, do you know what I mean? And a good guy as well. So then I had Big Steph and Paul, and I had like wee Tony. So he left the MMA in fucking New York now, but I got another apprentice, wee Decky, who's still here, qualified tradesman there. So I knew that they three could do
the job.
Aye, 100%. Like fucking Paul McAllister, a better tradesman I ever was. But don't get us wrong, I was a young tradesman. You know, Paul was a few years ahead of me. Do you know what I mean?
A different generation.
Aye, but I knew that leaving him on a job with Steph and an apprentice and that you're getting a shit hot job, and that allowed me to focus on going to see jobs at the time. So I would go from being on the tools to being an estimator, you know, and then doing the quotes and then following up with the customers and just trying to get as much work in as I could. Yeah. You know, and I never see, you always like, you hear guys saying, oh man, I'm booked up for like 2029 and all that. And you should never be booked up that far in advance, man. Like, unless you've got like some sort of tender package, it's like a rolling contract for like 5 years. But
is most of your work, is it private and domestic, or there's a commercial stuff in there as well?
Aye, so I think this is something we do a bit different as well, which has allowed me to scale to this sort of size, is that we are pretty 50-50 with private work and commercial. Right. Now, for commercial, what I mean is like property factors and some estate agencies, but we're right in with like, do you know, like Hackney Patterson, Spears Gumley, Redpath Bruce, Newton Property. That is continuous repeat work, and I'm a believer anyway in that. To scale the business, you need repeat work. Do you know, if we do a new roof for somebody, there's a chance I'm never going to see them again. Do you know what I mean? So
knowing your time anyway.
Aye, so as long as the roof's done right, you know what I mean? That's that, you know what I mean? But it's the repeat work's a big one to scale. Obviously, you can have good marketing and the private work can keep coming in. Do you know what I mean? But if you've got clients sending you good repeat work, and it's all tenement buildings, I serve my time on them, so there's like bread and butter stuff for us. I was going to say bread and butter for you. Aye, and it's that's what the factor is the tenement buildings, you know what I mean? So it's good work, and the more clients like that you can have. I mean, if you take on if I have to take on another factor that's a big one, I could probably essentially put another van or two on the road just to service their work. Yeah. Send you that much. But again, it can be a full-time job just going to see them. Something like, because they'll probably get free quotes as well. So like Big Steph estimator, he could be out seeing fucking 50, 60 jobs a week, and you might only get fucking 5 or 10 of them, do you know what I mean? So,
there's that many people out there doing the same work as you. Some dearer than you, some cheaper than you. Probably a lot cheaper than you, to be honest with you.
I bet
that's the way the industry goes, isn't it?
I said in the first 2 years I wasn't really in about making money, but obviously now that I've got, you know, guys relying on us, guys relying on a wage, I've got a mortgage, I've got free wages as well and stuff. So
your price is your price now.
Well now we need to make a certain amount of money to turn a profit. Do you know what I mean? It's actually it's scary. Do you know what I mean? The money that we need to make just to break even now.
It is scary when you sit down and try and pull it down in it. Like, I've obviously got a smaller team to what you guys have got, so I wouldn't even want to think what your wage bill is every month.
Well, our wage bill, we're about between 12.5 to 15 grand a week. Now, that will vary if guys have run price work 1 week, or some guys have worked the weekend and they've got double time. That would bump the wage bill up. But it can be anywhere between that, and then on top of that, you've obviously got your employers and PYNI, which we just spoke about off camera there, that, you know, that's all going up as well. So I think we're just under £1 million just on wages, do you know, and your national insurance. So it's, people can question us and say, like, I put a video on my TikTok saying, a customer complained about the price of a job. But when you're speaking at that sort of figure, whenever I don't make that, then you're losing money, you know what I mean? I could make 900 grand 1 year and I'd lose 100 grand. Yeah.
Like you say,
that's just wages and all.
Like you say, at the end of the day, it's your position now that you need to have that work coming in. So if your prices are your prices, it's that simple.
Yeah, it's that. And one of my best mates, Mick, he's a chartered accountant. So he worked with like Morgan Stanley, KPMG. So what I did a few years ago was I got him to make us like a charge out calculator, which basically has like every single cost to the business. Yep. Right down to stationary equipment and like a fucking pen in the office, all calculated into a labour rate. Yep. That then we know what we need to charge it as. Yeah. So you need to know your numbers in that aspect, you know what I mean?
100%. If you don't know them, you're a sinking ship straight away.
Man.
Definitely. So obviously we mentioned earlier that you have grown now. You've got 14 vans, 30 staff. How does it feel to be in the position you're in now compared to when you visioned it when you were just starting out? Like, does it feel good? Does it feel stressful? Like, is there good days, bad days?
I mean, I just had a fucking horrific 2-3 months, you know what I mean? I had my accountant was worth a fuck at the end up. This guy's going to be retiring soon, you know what I mean? He was good at the start, but had just tax bills that were late because of him. He wasn't filing them quickly enough, and then my VAT bill, we had it up at like 80 grand, and then he had it at 60, and I'm like, how can it fluctuate that much, man?
20 grand's a big
so
fluctuation.
I've obviously moving accountants now, like for April, like I'm way new accountants and moving forward, but I had like a shite fucking few months there. It was stressful, but I've got a good management team in place, which allows me to sort of take me out of a back seat just to oversee the business rather than work on it. Aye, and it's a good, once you get the management team in, it allows you to step back, oversee it. Just obviously look at the financials every day. I'm obviously on the bank every day, seeing what money's coming in, what money's going out, speaking to Paul, what's in this week, stuff like that, what we're going out this week. Mm-hmm. Just constantly, touching base with him and just the management team and just making sure that we're all good. And if we're not all good, then
what you got to do to fix it?
Well, then I'm doing that office that I was at Christmas. I'm doing that office. I'm going through every outstanding invoice that we've got. I'm emailing, I'm phoning, or I'm getting the glasses in the office to phone. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's some people have not paid for, maybe there's a snag with a job that's not done, or sometimes they're just blanks your email and your phone call and they're just dinging you, do you know what I mean? So I just doing there having to chase it yourself. But most of the time I can oversee it. Mm-hmm.
So you have your good days and your bad days then?
Aye. I always find that when it's good, and I say to myself it's good enough, but I know that it's only for...
It could just be around the corner that it's got to be bad.
Aye, and I say that in the bad times as well. Mm-hmm. Like, right, if you're going through a bad patch, the company's going through a fucking shit time now, but what do we need to do to work through it?
Yeah.
And we'll speak to Paul, bang our heads together and be like, right, day X, Y and Z, and we'll get through this, and then we know that we've got a good project coming up, and that once we get to, maybe like January or February or March, we'll be in a good footing.
Yeah.
So, aye. The good times don't last forever, and the other the bad times, you know what I mean?
That's it. You've just got to take the good with the bad at the end of the day. Like we said, business owners, everybody looks at us and goes, oh, you must be living the life of Riley.
It's not like that. 100%. It's not, when it's good, you can be, but it's only good for fucking a month or two, and then it's fucking, all it takes is one job to go fucking tits up, you know what I mean? And then you're fucking pulling your hair out.
In terms of roofs, like obviously, your trade's completely different for me. Like, there must be big roofs. There must be jobs out there that are huge.
Well, we're doing one now. We're actually just finishing off the biggest project the company's ever done.
Really?
In Faltus, it's a big care home. It's like a 300 grand job. So it is.
On a roof?
Oh, but the roof's massive, mate.
Jesus.
Oh, it's mate. The roof's massive, mate.
Is it?
The cost of materials like on the jobs is fucking astronomical now. You're nearly £2 a slate. You want to buy the good Cooper H3 van, and if you've got copper nails on it, and aye man, it's yourself with building materials now and the scaffold, and then you get the wages into it. So but
300 grand, and I didn't think a roof would be that deal.
Aye, well you could probably get roofs up to 500, £1 million. It depends the size of it, doesn't it? It's a huge building, mate.
Aye, size, materials, everything.
Aye, like if somebody was to do like a big commercial one, like a big hospital roof or something, man, it'd be eye-watering, you know what I mean? The cost of it. So it's a good trade to get into because they're high ticket sales.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that the projects are doing, there could be big money involved, which is enough to incentivise anybody, do you know what I mean? When you know that there's high ticket sales. So
in terms of you personally, obviously I know you said you're off the tools now and you enjoy working on the business, but what is your kind of favourite, if you were back on the tools, what would be your favourite part of the roofing?
Favourite part?
You must.
The banter probably on site. I enjoyed being on site with the boys, and even through my apprenticeship as well, it was always a good laugh. You know yourself the banter you get when you're out on site with the boys and that. So it means when you're on site at the time, it's like, oh, fuck, I can't even get up the road, man. This is fucking piss, you know what I mean? But
when it's pushing it in, soaked to the bone.
I look back and I think, fuck, I had some fucking good laughs on the tools. One of my best mates, Kieran, so we served our time together. So I left and we still kept in touch, you know what I mean? And we just back in the day, we weren't allowed to work with each other at Torrance because
The banter.
Aye, man.
Too wild.
Gaffer would come in, what you done today, man? Hence like, didn't I mean? It's a good laugh. So I missed that, mate. I missed the banter. And just when you're running the business, I feel like you deal with the shite now.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's not a nice job being at the top of the company, but I feel like when I've got management in place, all the shite will still come back to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter if I've got like another director there, and operations manager and office manager.
Yeah.
If there's a problem, it's coming back to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's all I probably deal with now is fucking
issues.
Aye. But I say no to Paul, I say no news is good news, mate.
Aye.
I like no news, know what I mean?
Just don't speak to me, don't ring my phone, don't do nothing.
He phoned me yesterday and he's like,
it's one of the ones though, with the size of staffing that you've got as well, like problems are bound to come up. Like it doesn't matter if it's
just
people phoning in sick or they've done something slightly wrong.
I had one yesterday and the fucking boy was driving up the expressway, his first day, and the wheel came off the van.
For fuck's
fucking wheel flew off the van and he was right into the embankment. So that was, I'm like, fuck, here's Monday fucking morning, know what I mean? But the main thing is that he was alright, nobody was hurt, know what I mean? And that's, first and foremost, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
But then having to deal with...
You've got the aftermath of it.
Aye, so police wanted to tow the van to get it recovered to the rain recovery yard.
Aye.
It's like £300 to take the van up the road, and then the drive shaft's all twisted. So that's, do you know what I mean? So that's just, that's probably like just the general shite that you deal with, innit, when you're running a business. Just
it is, again, it's the bad side of it, like, it's all problems and costs.
It's not, sometimes it's not even huge problems. Like what I just said there, like, thankfully nobody was hurt, because if they were, that would have been a big problem. But that's just the tyre off the van. It's a small problem, but they can multiply. See, when you've got like 10 of them, just 10 things, wee shitey loose ends or stuff that happens that can put you in a right downer. You know what I mean? And it's like, sometimes like, I'll wake up and I'll look at my WhatsApp and I'm like, oh, fuck's sake.
And you can't no go in.
I mean, it puts you in a downer, know what I mean? And it's, I'm like, the whole day, my energy's off, because I'm just like, just fuck's sake, man. Like, so and you can never switch off either. Even though I oversee the business and I kind of let the management run the business, I still take the brunt of the shite, because it affects me like mentally, you know what I mean? When something goes wrong or something's happened, I'll like overthink it, you know what I mean? And I sit and dwell on it for the whole day, and I'll try and say to myself, get a grip, man up here and that, you know what I mean?
It's one of the things that's hard to switch off though.
It's
like, it doesn't matter how big you've built your company, whether it's small, big, medium, whatever, switching off and nobody cares about it more than
I can't switch off.
And it's like you said earlier, you've got that pressure of other people's wages to pay, you've got bills to pay, everything. Like, you need to make sure
the money's
all there.
You need to make sure the money's coming in, and that's why for a good part of the time I've been running the business is that your payment structures are so important. Like with customers now, private jobs, the factored ones are different, right? But with the private jobs, it's like that payment schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not having the stress. I only think that customers get leverage out of you is if they owe you money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? See if you've got the ball in your court, and you're the one that's, you've got your payments in.
Mm-hmm.
They can't fuck you.
So do you operate, obviously this is kind of a taboo subject for a lot of people, but we do it similar to what you've said. We've got a payment schedule right for the get-go. It comes out. Like, obviously you see it in TikTok and Instagram and stuff, people like, we don't take deposits, payment on completion, blah, blah, blah. In this day and age, I think you're setting yourself up for failure.
It's crazy, and I can understand guys that are in maybe low ticket sales, but landscaping's expensive, man. Do you know what I mean? So is roofing. Like, just with the costs, the materials and everything else, wages, whatever. It's an expensive trade. So if you're taking deposits, you're taking in good cash flow. Do you know what I mean? You're getting money into the business, which then will service your material bills, your wages, your running costs. Whereas if you're in low ticket sales and you're taking a deposit for a job that's £200, it's not money.
That's exactly it. It's like, obviously we're the same, we're maybe not as high as you guys are, but we're the same.
Depends the size of garden.
It does, mate. It genuinely does. Nowhere near 300 grand, mind you, but excuse me, I wish. We genuinely take a booking deposit to secure the diary, and then we take basically stage payments. There's another 3 payments right up to the completion payment. And like you said, it allows the cash flow to come in, allows us everything just to pay itself and then you're sitting all right with it.
It allows you to grow, I know, because if you're, like, for example, if I was to come out here and I find out that somebody's booked in a big job, we know we're invoicing for that deposit the day.
Aye.
We're not waiting 3 months' time for the job to start to see any money for it.
Yep.
But if you can multiply the deposits coming in, it puts you in a good financial footing, and then you can look at reinvesting in your business and saying, right, we've got a good few projects here, and why we not get another van on the road? And I think it's just important not to spend the money.
Aye.
You know, don't go, I've got,
don't go happy.
Well, we're at care home, like, and I do this with all private jobs, so we'll take a 25% deposit. So we'd obviously a big deposit after that, and then when we put the scaffold up, before we've even done any work, we'll take a stage payment, 50%.
Yep.
So we'll be paid 75% in a project before
you put a tile in.
We've done it. And what that does is it allows us it gives us the protection of
security as well. Aye.
And it also it allows us to make sure there's enough money in the bank to pay for the materials and the running costs of the job, rather than the business servicing the job and then getting paid at a later time. And I mean, if you're running like that, for example, if I was to do that care home and I only took a small payment or a stage payment, but it didn't cover the upfront material costs, or what if they don't want to pay me?
That's exactly it.
Then you're running into problems. You're in big problems, man.
That's the way we kind of look at it as well. It's security for both parties, and it's all, trust is a two-way thing. Do you know what I mean? So the way I look at it is, if we come and do a survey, a free consultation at your garden, give you a design, give you an idea exactly what's going to happen, if you're willing to pay your deposit, you're obviously looking to get this garden done. So that secures that. And then your first stage payment, same idea, covers the materials. And then it's basically payments throughout. So you pay me once you see the work's getting done. And then we get a final payment at the end. And it's one of the ones, if you're showing the trust and they're showing the trust, it's a happy relationship. Yeah, you've got these people that are payment on completion. Like,
I feel like
you could get sunk with one job could sink you.
If you're starting a business, and it's hard to have a payment structure like that because you've not got any credibility. You really need to have a reputation and a portfolio, a bit of credibility in the back before you can start, producing payment schedules like that. Because if I was a customer and I had a new guy on the block and he comes into the house and he's like, just say he started up or he's only been gone maybe like 6 months for a year, I'd be like, I would maybe be feeling a bit uncomfortable, paying a big deposit. Where if there's a company that's well established, it's been about for a few years and they've got a reputation, a portfolio, you would feel more comfortable. I would anyway. So I feel like you need to you need to grow to that stage, and you need to get to that stage by showcasing your work, your reviews, good reputation, and then customers will come to you. And customers are coming to you. You're not going to customers, and that's what happens once you become established. I don't put flyers through doors or anything like that anymore. You need to do that in the early days, but it'll come a point, if you do things correctly, you'll be in demand and customers will come to you.
People want you rather than you wanting them.
And when they want you can, play in your terms, rather than when you're starting out. Sometimes the customers kind of get the power because you just want the job. I know when I started it, I wanted the jobs. I wanted to build up the reputation, the portfolio. So I could have fucking done somebody's roof for fuck all at the times, you know what I mean? Just to get a picture. I was going to say Instagram there, it would have been Facebook at the time, just to upload some, showcase some work on Facebook. And but the more established you get, you can then, really fine tune your payment schedules to work for your business. And we've been, sometimes customers will come and say to us, like, we're paying 75% before you've even done it. And we're just like, that's just the way we operate, and it works for us. And like I said, for me, it's protection. And talking about the care home as well, like, jobs like that could put you out of business, man. See if your payment schedule's on the right and they don't get paid.
It's like you just said, if the cash flow's not there, say you're on, how long are you on that job for?
We're still on it, man. We started it in September. So we're nearly done.
So that's it. If one payment doesn't go right, your cash flow for that month is snookered.
But they were great clients, really good payers. I mean, job of that size, obviously once we went up for the meetings and stuff like that and went ahead everything, but once they were happy to go ahead, the deposit was in, as soon as we put the scaffold up, the big payment in as well, then we'll take, so 25% deposit, then we'll take a scaffold payment, and then we'll take another halfway payment, and we'll usually leave 5 or 10% on completion, which I think's fair.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? I'm saying don't leave yourself exposed. At 300 grand, if you're 10% completion, and that's still fucking 30 grand. 5% is 15, so it's still a good bit of money. You know what I mean? But
again, it's all down to like as much as they're filtering through contractors, try to find the right one. I think we do the same with customers. Like you've got to, and I think it's all about a relationship. Like we try and build up straight away, try and get a rapport with the client, try and make sure we're building a relationship right for the get-go. And then, like you say, when it comes to the payments are a lot easier for them to make when they can trust you and they can talk to you and they can approach you with anything. It's a big thing. Like,
especially if you've been fully transparent in the whole. So for us now, it's a process for customers. I don't obviously go out to see them anymore. You know, it's Steph, the estimator, they'll date, but they'll phone the office and they'll book an appointment for Steph. He'll go out, explain everything, and you'll get a written quote, and then if they accept it, the office will send a payment schedule. Yeah. So it's all in black and white.
Right for the get-go.
Whereas you're no phoning and saying, oh, by the way, I need some money in Friday. Like, oh, do you know what I mean? You put we
try and do the exact same thing. So when we give them their estimate, it's got terms and conditions attached to it and the payment schedule's on it as well. So it's right there for the get-go. Same kind of idea. And then everybody's happy.
I don't know how guys can say, oh, you know, they use it as like a flex, like no deposit, payment on completion. For me, it just screams desperation, man. You're just like...
It's just a big risk. It genuinely is. Like, as much as there's bad contractors out there, there's bad clients as well.
Do you know what I mean? Low ticket sales and you're only doing, you know, jobs that are up to £1,000 or something like that, then payment and completion is probably fine because you're not really that exposed. But when you start to do bigger projects, you know what I mean? You've got to have...
It's just a level of protection.
You've got to have it. And I would fucking talk about being stressing that. See, if I was working in payment and completion, man, I've no hell left, man. Not but I was just trying to sleep at night. That customer knows me for 300 grand, or they always this much.
So on the back end, chatting about that kind of stuff, have you had any bad experiences in the length of time that you've been running the business?
I feel like I've always, I mean, I said the first 2 years, I wasn't really making much money and stuff like that. And no, I always get paid, but I did quickly start to take deposits. And I feel that because I provide the business with that level of protection, that we're not exposed to bad customers like that because we're always good. Don't get us wrong, we've had jobs where, you know, the customer's been a fucking fruitlet, you know what I mean? And they get them. Sometimes you can sniff them out before the job starts.
That's what I'm saying. You try and filter as best as you can. But I feel like because we've always got the money in the bank, we've got the power. Yeah. Like as in, we don't need to sweat because we can think, well, we can, if we don't want to do the job, we'll just refund them. But if they start to, you know, come the cunt and start taking the piss a wee bit, we hold the cards because our payments will be up to date, or we'll just stop working. Yeah. You know, if they're due the next, we'll also send in advance, so we'll send out and say, look, your stage payment's due on Friday, here it is, and stuff like that. If it's not in by Friday, then we'll email and say, look, we're going to have to stop. We'll cease work
until
it's paid.
Stop work until the balances are up to date. Yeah. So I feel that because I've protected the business in that regard, that I've never really been bumped out of money, but I have had customers been like, make snags out of thin air. Yeah. And be like, oh, I mean, I'm not happy with the job. And I think that's how I'll get shafted now. It's not getting like, but people know pine it's people try to say like, oh, like
there's an issue.
Aye, like that tile's a different colour for that one, and it's not weathered in yet. And do you know what I mean? And I don't feel I'll be paying the full price for that. And they try and come at it from an angle where they're not bumping you. They don't want to seem like they're bumping you, but they are. They're just trying to like either sell some sort of fucking justification as to why they're doing it. A wee bit
of leverage.
Aye. I had one job, I remind 2 years ago, it was like, I think the woman was like a barrister. Worked in the courts anyway, and we had like our patio was fucked, right? Like it was a pure scabby looking patio, and we had like a boom, well, a scissor lift in, right, to go up to like the gutter, and it broke one of the slabs, right? She made this pure massive deal about it, man. She's like, oh, my slabs, oh. And I'm like, oh, fuck's sake, here we go. So we had to go and source them, right? And so we went and got 2 new ones, right? And they were like nice and new. We put them down, and she was like,
didn't like them.
Oh, a different colour for it. And I was like, that's because your other fucking one needs pressure washed. Right, so me, daft arse at the time, was like, fucking went and get the driveway pressure wash for her, just so they would marry in. And she still wasn't happy. She was like, oh no, they ones are still brighter than the other ones. And we got to the point I just had to like discount her like fucking a few £100 to like just get her to talk. She just got to the point where she wasn't worth the hassle anymore. But stuff like that over the years, you know. I remember I started a big job and on said it Anniesland. I'm not saying the exact streets, you know what I mean? But it was at the time it was the biggest job that we had done. And it was like 105,000. It was a tenement re-roof. And everything was all right up until the point. And the two guys, one was an architect and one was like a retired engineer or something. So the older guy had a wee bit too much time when he's on, you know, one of the ones. And I had him in the office and that, and I was thinking, right, it's a good project for us and that, so I can deal with the pernicketiness. That's a word.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we got the deposit all good, and the scaffolders are out to start putting the scaffold up. And the older boys out were like fucking recording them all, like, and then sends us this big massive email like scaffolders are on site and they've got too much scaffold here and one of them's not get like their vest on and I'm not happy with this. And I was like, I spoke to Paul, I was like, fuck this guy, man, like I'm freaking him his deposit back. And they waited for a while for us, mate.
Right.
Like, do you know what I mean? So they'd pile the deposit and then they'd waited to like 2-3 months down the line for us to start.
Right.
I just phoned them and I was like,
cancelled.
I says, just reading your email, you'll know somebody that I want to do business with. I said, this is going, because it was a tenement re-roof, mate. I was like, this is going to be a long project, you know what I mean? And I says, if we've got scaffolders out on the first day and you're out recording them already, is that a sign of things to come?
Is that a sign of things to come?
You know what
I mean?
Is
that a big red flag?
Aye, man, aye.
So that one get cancelled?
That actually didn't get cancelled. They actually fucking begged me so he did to do the job.
Really?
Aye, but I wrote up a contract and all that, like, wasn't allowed in the scaffold and all that, do you know what I mean? So
obviously you try to get up the scaffold.
I knew it. Well, I always try and foresee things, didn't I? So I was like
just to cover your ass.
I was like, I'm going to refund. I was on the phone to the guy for like 50 minutes, right? Because it was a big project, it was a 6-figure job, and I was like, no, I'll refund your deposit and that. And he was like, oh, please, no, I promise I'll not be out there recording the guys and that anymore. And so I started off, I wasn't doing it, and then he obviously fucking I leveled with him, and I was like, right, okay, so we'll have one site meeting every week. You come on the scaffold supervised on a Friday with me and Paul. Yeah. We'll show you about the job, show you some of the work. And that's as far as it sort of goes. Like, but don't be sending us these big 5-page emails, you know what I mean?
We have a deal attached.
Because we want a happy project. You know, we don't want to be dealing with making problems out of thin air, you know what I mean? But the guy did turn out to be a pure arse, mate, during the job as well, man. So aye, lesson learned.
I was going to say, so you were glad to get that one finished, innit?
Aye, mate, it was a fucking horrific job, man, at the end, but man, I was like looking at it thinking, oh, it's a big 6-figure job. It was at the time where I bought my house, so I put a lot of money into my house at the time to get it, and then I was running a big rough casting job at the time and all, and it was just like, it was like fucking, just money was right tight, and I think at the end of that job at 6-figure, man, I thought you think we made money, man.
Really?
It just took too long.
Too long?
It was such a high spec, because one of the other guy was an architect, and he's like, the premium slates, like, it was all like lead ridge, code 5 lead ridge turret, everything was capped with lead, it was the chimneys all rendered, there was loads of Elks windies, it was a pure high spec job, mate, and it it was just...
Just dragged on, mate.
Want to forget, man. But I always think there's a lesson in there, isn't there? So
that's it. You've always got to take something for everyone you do, whether it be good or bad. You know what I mean?
100%.
I'm sure you took good lessons for that.
When I see, like, so obviously we've done his roofing that now, so if I ever see his name come through an email, I'm like, fuck off, like, move to trash. You know what I mean?
So you're obviously at a stage now where, like you said, you're sitting at the top of the tree. You've got 30 odd employees underneath you. Like, have you got any plans to grow it anymore, or are you kind of just staying in your lane here and just plodding on, mate?
That's probably something that I've been toying with, mate, for the last while, trying to figure out where to go next, because I feel like I've kind of set out what I wanted to do and I kind of accomplished.
Yeah, that kind of vision that you had all the way back.
What I've got to now is what I always wanted. That's what I always wanted to build and wanted to kind of work towards and achieve. And I feel like it's difficult when you achieve it and then you're like, what next?
Yeah.
Because I'm quite an ambitious person, you know what I mean? And so right now I'm like, if you're doing that care home, I don't know if it's put me off wanting to grow any further.
Right.
Just because of the you know yourself, the shite that comes with the bigger jobs. You know, it's good getting the big payments in and that, but you know, once you start running the job, it's different. Everybody likes the payment hitting the bank.
Aye.
But it's once you're like 2 months into that job.
Once you're just getting it across to where it needs to be.
Aye, so obviously you put things in a credit account, don't you, when you buy your materials and that, and then seeing all them come due. You know, I didn't spend the money that we got into the bank, but just seeing the bills come due. It's like paying like $100,000 to my American Express card to clear the bill for the month, and I'm just like, this is a lot, know what I mean?
And if you grow it just gets bigger.
Aye, and I feel like the more you grow, the more, I'm not going to see if I can contradict myself here, but the more exposure to you know, you look at like the company ISG that went under there, and you had the Stuart Milne Homes and the big boys getting out of business, and it was it Harding Construction as well. I think they went under, and it's like the bigger you get, the more risk involved there is. So I feel that I'm quite happy with where the business is now. Could we put another 2 vans on the road and take another squad or 2 on? 100% we could be doing with that. Do I want to do it? Do I want to increase the wage bill? Do I want to go to 35, 40 staff?
You don't know yet?
I don't know, mate.
Toying with the idea?
I don't. I used to, when I worked with Torrance, I used to always think, how the fuck is he never grew this past? You know, what? Because they were a solid company, man. Yeah. Solid company. They had probably, 10 vans, 20, 30 staff and all. And they were doing big projects. But I worked there for, 7 years. And he never grew the business any further than...
Just comfortable?
I know I fucking think I know why now. Aye. It's because, I'm going to say comfortable, but it's just the level of risk in it when you're never comfortable in business, are you? You know what I mean?
There's always that step that you want to take. You just don't know if you're ready to take it.
I know what you mean with saying comfortable. Like, you can be comfortable with the level you're at. So I suppose I could relate to that. Looking to grow further to 20 vans or whatever. I'm like,
it's exactly what you said. It's all about the risk. Like, it's that easy. Again, we spoke about it earlier. If one job goes tits up,
how many trades businesses I know have that many bodies?
I know.
There's no many, mate. Is there? There's no many. Like, I feel like a lot of the trade industry is made up of small business, and even Essence is a small business. Yeah. You look at what they classify. It's an SME.
We spoke about this earlier. Obviously, for your trade alone, it is quite a dense trade. Is there anybody local to you that's got the same kind of squads, like the same amount of bodies?
No, well, you've got like Shearers. Don't know how much Jai Shearers have got, and you've got Adam Blair. He's probably probably not a lot. I think the only companies that I can really think has got ours is probably like Jamie Taylor Roofs there. Yeah. He's got a few mid bodies.
They're Edinburgh based, aren't they?
Aye. You've got Compass Roofing as well, great company. So there is companies of similar size, but trying to think of like one like big boy. You've got like GMG, who they kind of do like the tender work for the councils and stuff like that. Yeah. So they've probably got a good few bodies, but they're in a different sort of sector than us. They're like really commercial based. They don't really do like the private work. So if you're looking at private work, I would say we're probably one of the bigger roofing companies.
But you've still got space to go if you want to.
If I want to,
depends how you toy with it.
I fucking handle it, man. But
obviously, we spoke earlier as well about how you're at a stage now where you're not really doing flyering or that kind of marketing. But obviously, your social media, you're quite active on your social media. How do you find that?
It's challenging, man. It's challenging. It's obviously you get the good and the bad of social media as well, don't you? I think I enjoy the TikTok, and the
engagement's definitely there on some of your videos. Obviously, we spoke about it earlier, how you get the good guys on TikTok and then you get the bad guys on TikTok that are just picking everything they can. It's not even a fault, but they're finding fault. Do you know what I mean? I
do think there's a lot more, from my experience, there was a lot more positive, good guys. I've been speaking to and commenting on the videos, but it's always sometimes the negative ones that stick in your head.
Do you find that you get any traction or any work coming from social media?
I believe it or not, for my TikTok. Now, my TikTok isn't even Essence Roofing. It's maybe a sort of personal TikTok. But I started to do work for, Sea Hanlon? So they're not a Stella.
No.
So they're a Thornley Bank. So I started doing work for Ross Cooper there at Stella Insurance reinstatement. So I've definitely found some good clients after the back of that, and that wasn't even my intent. We got on the
TikTok's your new Gumtree then.
That's a bit more powerful than Gumtree in it.
Definitely,
it is. But it's good. It's good to engage and go out there and get out your comfort zone, because feel like I've probably been stuck in my comfort zone for the last maybe 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Just so even coming here today is a wee bit of a step out of the comfort zone.
It's different,
you know what I mean? It is different.
It's fine until the lights come on and the cameras
It's fine till you watch it back and you think, can we that pure cunt of that? Do you know what I mean?
No, you'll be fine. It's just one of the ones. It's just social media is obviously such a massive part. We spoke about it earlier, how everything's just evolved. Aye. And new social media is like, if we're not posting on social media, you're getting left behind.
Yeah. When I started Essence, I used to, we spoke about this off camera, when I started Essence, right, I used to look at like the online marketing, and I'd be like, these companies are doing nothing. Like, they was doing anything. Like, I was going to like Google and people would have like 5 reviews or no reviews. I was like, I could like get in here and like really try and do something here. There's a space for you know, a company that came in with, you know, getting the vans right, good branding, you know, good reviews, and I thought, you know, I could kind of clean up here. With my dad, he was like old school roughcaster in the yellow pages, Thompson local. Do you know what I mean? I was like, it's just a different generation. It's a different time. And with my dad back in the day, I always remember for him, it was who had the biggest page in the yellow pages. You could take it like the full page and the double page and that. And it's just a totally different ball game. And it's evolving all the time now, innit? Because even I'm looking at like TikTok now, and I'm like, if I only started posting maybe last year, right? And I'm like, think to myself, I don't want to be my dad, like the yellow page guy. Like, I want to, do you know what I mean? Like, you get left behind, you know what I mean? You're fucking, so I'm like, you kind of try to keep up with the marketing side of things and how it's progressing, and it's always changing. So it's important to try and keep up in that.
It's the same as well. Obviously, you've got all the different pages. So you've got Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Do you know what I mean? It's again, there's so many. You're playing all of them. Like, I've tried scheduling tools to post to all of them at the one time, and it's hard.
I think for engagement, like, so I've picked TikTok because the algorithm on there is so good. Like, you're going to reach a lot of people that don't know who you are.
And this is the thing I know, like, obviously, I feel as if it's been through stages. So obviously it first started with Facebook, then we went to Instagram, and now TikTok's just massive. Like, everybody's sitting on TikTok.
Total game changer.
I spoke to you earlier, I was at that party on Friday and somebody came up and went, I seen you on TikTok. It's my wee cousin that seen me. I'm like, that's me. She's like, I knew your face.
I know, you don't know, fucking, one of my mates actually texted me at the weekend. He was out for the football and he's like, somebody came up to him and says, are you Ryan Marshall's pal on TikTok? And I was like to him, mate, you're fucking bamming me up, man. You're bamming me up.
That's the thing, though. That's just so powerful. And TikTok's one of the ones and all. Like, we try and keep it a bit more laid back, just a bit more real. Swear on it and have jokes and all the rest of it. Whereas we try and keep Instagram kind of catalogy, so that it's more pictures and wee videos and stuff.
I'd agree with that. There's definitely different, so I'm going to say, like, audiences on Instagram. I fucking don't like Instagram, mate. I think it's pretentious, man. And I feel like my personal Instagram as well, it's just full of people like I knew from school and people I know growing up. And
I'm the opposite. I hardly use my personal pages at all. Like, it's literally, see if I go into my phone and it's Instagram, it's all logged into my work stuff. Like, I very, very rarely go into my personal stuff unless somebody tags me and I go, I'll go and look at that and click into it. Like, my personal social media is gumph. Literally.
I don't really post on my personal Instagram or Facebook, TikTok, or even LinkedIn. TikTok's probably the only one that I'm not going to say I post regularly, but I post more often on. But I do like the platform. But as I said, it's just keeping up with the times, and feel like now try to build up a kind of personal brand as well. It's probably something that I would like to do within the trade industry, within that niche. You know what I mean? I feel like with the way I've got Essence running, I could probably share hopefully a good bit of value for guys that are wanting to do the same. And because I'm not as involved in the day-to-day running of Essence, you know, as much.
To say, I noticed, obviously I mentioned earlier, but we noticed some of the videos were that kind of content anyway. They seem to be getting the right engagement, like the numbers are going high and some of the chats interesting.
You can post stuff that's like clickbait, you know what I mean? And you know it's like rage bait or clickbait, and sometimes I can post a video and that I know that like it's probably going to get a decent bit of engagement, and then some I can post I know that it's probably a wee bit more a boring video and it's only get a few. But some people get triggered after certain things, you know what I mean?
How many people get triggered once you found out that it was Mrs. that fueled the car run?
I know, mate. Actually, at first I fucking didn't even know that, you know what I mean? I was going up to fucking get into the garage to find out what happened.
See, when you put the video up explaining what happened, I was actually creased, if I'm honest with you. I don't think I'd be creased paying the bill.
That was part of that horrific time I was telling you, between like fucking November, December and like January, man, with the tax bills and that motor. It was fucking...
At least you got it back.
I think now I can look back on it and laugh. But at the time, it was fucking... I was like, pulling my hair out, man. I was like, fucking...
Nearly a divorce.
I'm all like that, man. I was sitting on the couch for a couple of days, so I was not...
It's just one of these things, isn't it? It's like TikTok is... It's a wild world. Like, we've put pictures up, videos up, and they're pure educational, and then we put up stupid things and they just go mental.
It's mad, isn't it, with the videos that can catch on and do well. I have had some like that myself. Like, I put one on me just talking to the camera, and it was the one I was talking about, Quinergy. It's got 140,000 views.
It's one of the ones.
I was just talking for garbage for like 2 minutes, know what I mean?
It's one of the ones, given the situation what happened with him and stuff, like you said, people are interested in that, so they're just going to bang right on it.
I know,
as soon as one person, that's just going to go mental.
So when you post it and you go on your TikTok and you see all the notifications.
I know. You wake up with 99 on TikTok and you go and there's just hundreds of notifications.
People calling you everything, know what I mean? Fucking
That's the thing though, it is wild as well. Like, everybody's a professional on it. Doesn't matter what they do.
You're always going to always get the negative side of it, but I feel like there's a lot of good people on TikTok as well, and I think that Scotland or maybe Glasgow, the Central Belts, there's a right good niche and a good sort of hang on for tradesmen on there and trades business owners. There's a good crowd of guys on there, and that's why I started posting as well, just for going on there and was watching some other tradesmen and watching their content and thinking, that's fucking good, cracking, enjoyed it, and I thought I might.
This is the thing as well, we spoke about this obviously just before we started, about how certain industries, I don't want to say frown upon each other, but don't engage with each other. Whereas, like we said, there's enough roofs in Glasgow for all yous, there's enough gardens in Glasgow 100%. For all yous, do you know what I mean? So I think there is a good, across the whole trade, I think you're right, like obviously we've been interacting with quite a lot of people in different trades for the podcast. There is a lot of people that want to talk to each other, which is good.
It shines, I feel like, see that sort of mentality is maybe like an old school thing. Like, because my dad can be quite like that. Like, see if we drive by a job and it's like another roofer, he's like, fucking why did you get that job? And I'm like, calm down, man. I says, look, you focus on yourself, and as long as you're doing all right and you know that your business is going well, and even if it's not going well, you still just focus on yourself, block out the noise. It doesn't even matter what other companies are doing. Focus on yourself, and you should get a result that way. No point turning your shoulder and looking to the side and, how's that company get that job? And
this is the thing as well, the same kind of story. Like, obviously focus on yourself, but see if you've got friends, or if you speak to them at least, see if you need something. It's always good to reach out.
I know, I 100% agree. I think I was more just coming for a point. I like sometimes people can be better when they see other companies getting on and doing well.
That's what I mean though. It's kind of 6 and a half a dozen.
For me, I would look at a company that's doing well and think, brilliant. I might ask him how he done that.
A wee brain picking session.
I think that's fucking brilliant. Like how they've done that, and I want to speak to them and find out. He said you can pick up any wee golden nuggets. Know what I mean? So TikTok's good for that, because you've got a lot of guys and women sharing good value on it, and people that have been there and done it. Not just one of these fucking guys that are on a beach in Dubai. You know what I mean? Try to sell you a fucking course. Know what I mean?
Coaching. There's a market out there for it, mate. As I say, that's not just construction, that's everything. Buying property, PT, and they're out there for everything.
TikTok's got a niche. Fucking everything, isn't it? There's a niche for everything. Like, I've started playing darts a bit. Like, I've obviously posted that kind of renovation that I'm doing in the house now, so I've got the darts, so I've been watching a bit kind of like dart content on TikTok. Now my fucking algorithm's just
darts.
Flooded with darts. Can't stop seeing Michael Van Gerwen and look litter on my fucking feed. Only watched about 3 dart videos, you know what I mean? But it just shows you like how the algorithm flips, you know what I mean? Like, whatever you watch, it'll keep showing up and showing you.
That's how it works though, isn't it? They all say it listens to you. You speak about something and it pops up on your phone.
That has happened as well, hasn't it? It's fucking
scary about technology's doing it as well. It's not just the youngins, it's us oldins as well.
It's a good thing as well, but because like I can run my business with my phone. Just because they're just so powerful now, the phones. Like, I've got obviously your emails on your phone.
Yep.
I mean, like,
That's the thing, we do everything. So we use Tradify for our software.
We use that as well.
Fully mobile. Literally, I can do it all on my phone.
You can be lying in your bed, mate. You can be going through your emails, like your work scheduler. You can be able to get invoicing, everything for your phone. It's portable on a computer in it. So you wouldn't have been able to do that in back maybe 20 years.
Yep.
Maybe even the first iPhone probably was even as powerful as that, and it just shows you how much everything's changed there. Recent times.
Starting to feel like a dinosaur, aren't you?
That's how I'm trying to post on TikTok now, mate, to try and keep up with it. Not, you can't be getting left behind.
My wee boy found the YouTube channel for the podcast. He's like, Dad, you're on YouTube? I was like, aye. And he's like, that's awesome. I want to be a YouTuber when I'm older.
The Waynes are mad for YouTube, aren't they? My boy's always been watching Fortnite stuff and all that, and Roblox. And
it kills my brain. I just see when he wants to put it on the telly in the living room, like, nope, go to your
I think YouTube would be a harder platform to start on. I don't know why, but I feel like that would be a right hard fucking.
I think it just depends what you're doing. Again, there's a lot of niches and stuff on there for certain types of videos.
Like YouTube, like I've got all the social medias like everybody else, like Facebook, LinkedIn, and that. But one thing I've not really got is like a YouTube. I don't really sit and watch YouTube shorts or that.
I don't really watch the shorts, but there's a few videos that I like watching. There's a company down south called Asheville Aggregates.
I have seen that as well. But I mean, like, so if I'm putting YouTube on, I'll put it on the telly.
I'm the
same. But whereas I'm probably on my phone majority of the time. Yeah. Whereas if I'm watching like a YouTube one, it's like you'll probably say, "Oh, I've got an hour or something tonight. I'll stick it on tonight."
That's it. Kill an hour watching something else.
Whereas with TikTok, you can just be like, boom, 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 boom.
And that's you doing a rabbit hole.
Aye. And then with YouTube, I know you'll probably already know what you're going to want to watch. Like I've been watching that Matt Armstrong.
Yeah.
It's like
they know the cars up.
Stuff. So I know that I'll watch one of them. Whereas with TikTok, you don't know who you're going to see in the feed. No. Know what I mean?
It just jumps all over the place.
It's just some random. You can go.
Definitely. So I say technology's changed, social media's changed, the whole work scene's changed, but it's got to be for the better. At the end of the day, if you don't change with it.
It's probably never been a better time to have a trades business because the level you can get yourself out there and it's so much easier.
It's all the free advertising you can do.
It's all free, and you've got platforms like TikTok and they just push you out there to an audience. So it's a lot easier to get eyes on you compared to even getting back to when I started. Flyers through doors and My Builder and Checkatrade, and you're kind of having to go to customers, whereas now with TikTok, they're coming to you in a way, you know what I mean? They're maybe
again, it's that thing you said, it's all about the brand. Like on TikTok, obviously, we've got a work page. I don't think I've got a personal TikTok, to be honest with you. I've just got a work page. But it's all us, it's all my face, it's all our work. And it's like you said, they're coming to you.
People buy for people, don't they?
People do buy for people, that's it. So I say my social media changed when I started putting my face to my voice rather than just talking to our videos. Because straight away they go, oh, that's who that is.
You do need to put a face to it, I think. You know what I mean? The talking there, it's not probably going to get you as much. If you can build an audience or a wee following, there's got people going to want to see you, and they're not just going to be able to relate to a voice.
What I've massively found is what I'm trying to change this year is not just to be me. Because like you said, you pulled yourself out of the business to work on the business. But on social media and stuff, it's easy to show you and not show everybody else. So
customer expects you to
turn up for everything. So I'll go and see the job, I'll go and price the job, I'll be working on the job. They basically want you at every stage, and it's not always possible when you're trying to do that, pulling it and try to work on it rather than in it.
At least you've not got your name as like your own. Because see if your name's on the business, I think it can even be even more an expectation to see you. You know what I mean? If I was to be like Ryan Marshall Roofing or something, and it's somebody else that's out doing it, like, no, I fucking wanted Ryan Marshall.
Wanted that.
That's how I think when I started as well. I kind of steered away from having it as my own name as well. Just to be a bit different.
It's one of the ones they try and tell you as well is if you're starting a business and you're going through accounts and stuff, they always try and tell you to keep your name out of it for. There is a reason. I don't know what the actual reason is, but there's a reason why they're trying to keep your name out of a limited company. There's a lot of successful
businesses out there that use the name. You know what I mean? Like there's a fucking lot. You know what I mean? Look at like Eddie Stobart and that, do you know what I mean? It's fucking massive business.
Huge.
And it's just fucking Eddie Stobart. You know what I mean? But I just feel like now with the moving times are changing and that, it's good to be a wee bit more. I think outside the box a wee bit better.
Definitely, 100%. I've got to agree with you. So we're kind of at the stage now where I'm going to ask you the same question that I ask everybody. You've been in business since 2019, 2017, sorry. So you were 23 when you started. You're now a wee bit older. Would you have any golden nuggets of advice that you give yourself back if you were 23 again and starting again? Would you change it, and is there any solid advice you'd pass back?
I think what I would say is just trust the process. See whatever everybody's wanting to get a goal in mind, something that they want to achieve.
Yep.
And I would just say, don't deviate from the plan. Just stick to your guns. Hold that vision in your head of where you want your business to be, and just stay consistent and work on that every day. I see a lot of guys that maybe have a bit of success, and then they try to start another business and another business and another business and another business, and you're just like, your first business isn't even fucking self-sufficient yet.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you really want to have like at least management in place before you start trying to start
something
other
different.
businesses. So I think the biggest bit of advice I would be is just trust the process, trust your selling, what you're working towards.
Have a vision and go for it.
Have a vision, have an end goal where you want your business to be. Trust the process and just work towards it every fucking day. Stay consistent.
Yeah.
Just keep fucking, keep the heat on with your marketing. Just keep plugging away and don't deviate for the plan. You know what I mean?
Just keep pushing. Don't give up.
Pushing, aye. Don't get sidetracked with wee side quests and all that. You know what I mean?
And then once you get to that stage, you can start toying with what you got to do for the future.
Aye, like me now. I'm kind of at that stage where what the future holds, I don't know, but I'll maybe reveal it later in the year.
I'm sure there'll be a story in there somewhere.
Aye, maybe. Hopefully it's a good one.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much for coming on, mate. I hope you enjoyed coming on to tell your story.
It's been brilliant. Aye.
Champion. Appreciate it.